me just check, is this going? Yes, we're here. Hello everybody, welcome to this randomly unexpected stream. Not gonna lie. And today I'm going to be going through the comment section of the post that I saw on the community. I will also be looking at whatever you guys want to comment and stuff like that. If you want to add anything, feel free to go and check the community right now. Feel free to add. It's a picture of Eren, which is me, just creepily staring at you. So I'll just be going through that and a couple other comments that I would like to discuss and talk about. If you give me a couple seconds, I will get up a device so that I can see the chat because I'll be using all three devices now I'm thinking about it. So I will be back so then I can check if live is alright. So I will be back as soon as I can. So until then, I'll give you time to add any comments or anything like that to the post. I'm back. Sorry about that. Give me a second. So yeah, I will say a couple things before I get started. To kind of confirm a couple things. Give me a quick sec. Alright, so we should. I've made post saying I've gone live, and now I'll get up my comments. Sorry I didn't come that prepared for this, but I'm ready now. So still setting up. I don't think there's anybody watching. Is anybody watching right now? Other than me, who's literally just gonna start watching. Yes, I watch my own lives when I go live, so then I can see the chat. But I go on a different account. I use one of my other YouTube accounts to watch these. Oh yeah, there are people watching. Hi! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I didn't see you guys. Hi. Welcome to this chat. Are you going to make the next episode? Okay, give me a second. Sorry about that. Let me just check audio is working correctly. Correct? Let me just check. Yeah, audio is fine. Right. So I have chat, I have um the stream, and I've got the questions. So to start, the next episode of Untameable will be coming out in a couple of days. Sorry for making you wait, but I this is a thing I was gonna start with anyway. Um, I've declared where I'm at as a halfway point. I am stopping for a while because I need to calm down. I had quite the adrenaline rush. It's not really adrenaline, but I had quite the posting rush not that long ago when it came to posting, and I think I posted the whole being kidnapped situation in and all of that in about 48 hours, the whole thing. So that was hi. That was quite the oh, okay. Um I need to take a break for a bit, focus on real life for a couple minutes, and try to plan the next half. Um, but yeah, I am temporarily putting a pause on Untameable. I'm not ditching it, I will come back to it. I'm just putting a pause on it for now. But between what I've done and the next one I'll be posting. This will be out to be able to watch, which you are watching now. And there will also be another video, which will be a context video of the Omegaverse and how that works as a universe. Because there's a couple bits of details that I could probably really do with explaining, but I don't know how to explain in the actual like series. So just making a context video was probably the best option. So yeah, that's all the notices for now to do with Untameable. And so yeah, I hope you don't mind if you have to wait like at max a week. I'll make you at max a week. It'll only be a couple of days because I'm way too excited and I've already started working on the next part. um, but I hope you don't mind waiting just a little bit for that. Anywho, the comments. I can't directly show you them awkwardly with how I'm laid this out. Is there a way that I can just have this in full screen? Because that would be really could. I also noticed not that long ago, looking through some of my old characters, I saw this character and I thought, yo, he kind of looks like Owen. Not like literally, but like he kind of does. It's probably I was gonna say it's probably the glasses and the hair, and I'm like, Owen doesn't have glasses. Anyway, um, so I'll say the user handle and then I'll read the comment and then I will answer the questions or discuss what's been said. That's how this will work. I will also be doing some comments of on the actual videos themselves that I've spotted that I really just want to like say stuff about because it was alright. No, it was alright. They either made a really good point or I just really enjoyed what they said. So let's start. Where would be a good starting point for a question? Um, I've had a lot of people ask or get a little confused on. This isn't actually on the um, community post, but a couple of people have gotten confused about the it's not species, but like the title. I guess that's the way of putting it for Axel, not Axel. The title of Rain. When I mean title, I mean like Alpha, Omega, Beta, Enigma, that kind of thing. And a couple people are like a little confused about that. So, Rain is an alpha. He's like these alpha. There isn't much to comment on that, to be honest. So yeah, there you go. For people who get getting confused, he is alpha. Yeah, there's not a lot else to say about that, to be honest. Anywho, actually on to the questions now. So, where would be a good point to start? Oh, okay, this is quite a common question for where I left because of where I left off. Um, the last episode, which is a lot of people are wondering about the mother slash girlfriend slash whatever that her basically how is Ariana a thing? Seems to be the what the heck. But this comment says um by Shanatwork Shanatworek 4863 says, is Rain going to find his girlfriend or did he get bread and the mother leave the girl with him? A lot of people also on here are asking about the mother and stuff of Ariana and all that. So I won't spoil too much about the mother because it's gonna be. I don't know whether I want to explain it in the series or not. And if I want to explain it in the series, I might as well put it as like a bit of a plot point where like kind of thing. But at the same time, there isn't really much to say about it. All I will say is that the mother's never really been involved with both Rain and the kid. She was never really like that in the picture to be like a like wanted character by the kid kind of thing. I that's not the way to explain it, but that's basically what I mean. Um, if I am to explain it as in the plot, I will make sure I do it. So if I forget to do that, because I probably will, feel free to nag at me until I actually explain the mother and what happens with her and where she went and everything. Because I feel like you kind of do need to know because it's a bit you need an explanation on like where she's gone kind of thing. But she's mostly out of the picture and she's been mostly out of the picture the whole time. Also, it wonders. I find it again. Um, if he got bread, yes, he did. Um, Elias is a breeder, and that is a type of owner that technically that does basically does selective breeding, but with wolves. And if you don't know what that is basically choosing two parents with specific qualities in hopes of making a child that has both of those qualities. It's quite common in agriculture for like cows and sheep and stuff like that to enhance specific qualities in animals. And so I, I thought I might try and randomly interpret that in there. Yeah, I mean, I'll explain all this in the context video, but breeding is a risky thing. It's not initially illegal in this universe, but it can very quickly become illegal. So it depends on how it's done, depends on if it's legal or not. um, but yeah, so Ariana is a result of breeding between Rain and the other parent, hence why the other parent wasn't really that much in the picture. So that was that question. The next one. Um, mayonnaise jello. That is such a cool name. I love that. Well, that one also asks us like, is Rain a better? I've already answered that, being that he's an alpha. But it also said, and is Owen married? And one more, why don't we see any of Axel's family in the series so far? So, I've already answered the first one, as I've said, but Owen is not married. He is single. I don't even know whether if I've ever given him a partner or not. I don't think I have ever. But basically, yeah. Ray, no, what am I saying? Owen, um, will get a side story, which will delve a bit more into his life and his side of things. But I'll explain that a little bit more in a different comment because there's another one that asks about Owen. But I'll explain that a bit more on that when I get to that one. Um, as for Axel's family and that question, I think it was Freddie Boy Poppy fan who, because I had run out of ideas by the point that I'd done my most recent episode, so I was there like, yo, anyone got any ideas? And they suggested introducing Axel's family. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they introduced. They like were saying that I could introduce the Axel's side of the family and try to explain more of that because I've been mostly focusing on Rain this past couple of stuff and like his story and his like backstory kind of thing. If I focus on Axel a bit more on the next one, that kind of sounds like a good balance. So I'll do that. Um, so yeah, Axel's family will appear in the next couple of episodes. Um, what I will say, because I won't say much about it because it will give spoilers, but what I will say is that the only family members that will show up are the parents. He is an only child, he does not have siblings, and the only people who will show up are his parents. So look out for them in the next couple of episodes whenever I release them, which shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't be too long. Hi, I was just talking about you, Freddie. And you comment so often on stuff, honestly. I was talking about how you suggested ideas. But anyway, so yeah, I'll probably be introducing Axel's family. Well, more specifically, parents. So that's that question. Done. Oh, right. Tell me if I'm saying this. I was working on schoolwork. No, no, that's fine. Do schoolwork. You need to do schoolwork. It's it's schoolwork. Um, I'm gonna say Kayla the cutie. Am I right? I don't know. I You commented, Kayla. Is that how I say your name? I'm just gonna keep calling you Kayla now. If you're still here, I can't tell if he's watching and he's not watching. But anyways, you said, I don't know if this is a valid question, but will Wolfie ever get used to Owen? It is a very valid question. Don't think it was invalid. I think you were the first to comment, actually. I think this was the first question asked on this post. Yes. Eventually, it will take some time, but eventually Rain will warm up to Owen. Um, it'll probably just end up being banter between the two of them more than like genuine fighting, like how it was back at the beginning. And to be honest, I think now it is kind of becoming a bit more of banter between the two with um you just are you actively commenting on the post while don't send me notifications. I can't. You are actively sending. Oh my. Oh, those are good questions. Okay, I'll get onto that later in a second. Okay. Um let me finish this one. But eventually Rain will get used to I'm doing yours. I'm doing yours literally right now. I promise. Um Rain will warm up to uh Owen eventually and and yeah, he will get used to him. It will just take probably a lot longer than it took for him to get used to Axel, but that's I don't know whether that's because he sees Axel more or not, or just because like dynamics or what, or just because that's just the gacha. When is part 16? Am I already? Wait, hold on. How many episodes am I in? How many episodes have I done? Give me a quick sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whoa, okay. Flipping heck. I've done. I think I counted that wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I've done 14. And don't make an excuse. Well, I will make. Right, okay. It will be out at some point in the next week. And I explained this at the beginning, but you weren't there. That may try to be the first time. It's alright. I will post the next part in about a week. It's not because it's an awkward thing and I'm like still working on it. I'm just trying to pace myself a bit better than I did before because I posted the past 4 episodes in 48 hours and I lost a fair bit of sleep. And that was not pressure, that was me just being straight up excited and like that enthused about what I was posting that I just speed did it. So I'm gonna slow down, pace myself a bit better, and do a bit of a gap between the two to kind of emphasize that this is in 2 sections, which I didn't really explain the first time around when I was explaining this. But this series is going to be in 2 sections. I wouldn't call it 2 seasons, but it'll be in 2 sections. And these that we've done the first section, and then we're going to be going on to the second section very soon. But I want to post a video before I do that, which is just a pure context video. So unless you don't want to like understand the universe and just watching it for the gay or whatever, feel free to just watch it for the gay. But if you want to understand the universe, then that's fine. Well, that's just rude. Do not disconnect me for whatever that was. I think it was just inactivity. Anyway, so yeah. Um right, I've lost track of where I am question wise. Right. Freddie, I'll get onto the one you just did because it has some interesting questions. So you posted, are you excited for the next episode you're working on, and what's your favorite character so far? So I am quite excited. It's gonna be a pretty not normal, but nothing major's gonna happen. It's just gonna be kind of like a let's wind down from what's just happened because a lot has happened in the past 5, 6 episodes. So let's just calm down for a minute. Let's try balancing them out. I get excited for things and I can't wait for that's fine. Impatience is a pretty normal human quality. So I wouldn't worry too much. But I don't want to leave it too long in case my brain just says no. Anyway, anyway, for what I have planned for this next episode, I can't say a lot, but it's mostly just gonna be pretty happy, chill, fun bonding between the three, which is Axel, Rain, and the kid. And just cute little random moments with them and all that kind of stuff to kind of like establish how that would work anyway, and then we move on to the second half's plot line. So that's the plan, and I am excited for it because I want to show you guys how the kid is as a character because she's barely showed up. She's only been in like a couple of scenes, and even then she's barely done anything in them. So yeah. And as for the second question, what's your favorite character? I don't know. That's a hard question because I like so many of them. I um I don't think I have a top favorite, but I think I've got like a top couple. Like I really like Axel. Not Axel. Sorry, Axel. I like Axel, but I do really like Rain and using him as a character. Rain as a character is quite a fun concept to do, and like working with his personality type is actually really quite fun. So I like him for that. And I also like him for just the kind of character that he is and how he is morally and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I'll get onto your question in a minute, Kaylee. But bear in mind, I've got to do the other questions that are on here. Okay, guys, I'm happy that you're posting these, but like I need to be able to get through them all, so don't post too many. Anyway, um, I really like Crane. I really like the kid and what I have planned actually for the kid. Um, but completely randomly, not randomly, but I also really like the White Wolf character, who he does have a name. Everybody has a name, but I'm not revealing the name yet. However, him he will be showing up in the side story, which I'll explain in a bit because there's a comment on this post that I can explain the side story, which I'll post after I've done the main story because I can't be bothered to balance the two. So yeah. Um I really like him as a character and how he's going to be as a character, and the change that you'll see in him is going to be really cool. So I really like them. Them three are like my top. And then I just realized they're all the wolves. Am I speciesist? I prefer all the wolves over the humans. Are you kidding me? I've just noticed. Nah, that's I like all the characters. I just sometimes like some more than others. Anywho, the next question. You know, I might as well find that one about Owen so that I can. Oh my gosh, it was you, Kayla. It was you who. No, it wasn't. Where's that question gone? I'm sorry, Kayla. I saw the one. There's a different one. Where did it go? Somebody asked somewhere about. Oh, is that was on a video? Never mind. I'll get onto that later. Um, I'll tackle Irene Angel's comment because that's the biggest, and it has two questions. One can be answered very quickly. This another one might be answered in a couple minutes. I don't know. And the first one I'm not answering. So Irene Angels says, I'm in love with the storyline so far. I was happy at the fact that Rain had a pup of his own, but what happened to her mother and was she abusive to Rain and the little pup? Number two, are you going to add these BL episodes together to make a mini movie? And then finally, what's the little girl's name? So I'm not answering the first one because, like I said, I want to explain the mother in a separate episode. Plus, I don't have any like character development for this character. She's literally only there because I need her to be there for the sake of explaining how Orion is a thing, how the kid's a thing. So, yeah. The second question, which is, am I going to add them into an episode? Is I don't know. I think I might. I probably will. It depends on if I have enough storage when I'm done posting all of the little installments. But the whole point of me doing this was to try and get me to post more, and well, obviously it worked. But you try to get me to post more and get me more active on YouTube, but also to post things at a reasonable chunk because I've been trying to post this one thing called pens. If you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know about pens. And I've been trying to post it for ages, and I just keep having trouble trying to post it all in one go. Like my phone just won't have the storage to be able to hold it all. So I thought to help on my storage and my productivity, I thought I might try and do this as like a test to see if this kind of style of posting works. And it seems to be working pretty well. Nobody's really complained about the video lengths being short, which I'm kind of glad because that would suck if that was the case. Just do a dance. Just because I don't want it to like kick me off because I've been offline. Um, but yeah, I we'll see. We'll see. I have put all of these into a huge playlist so far. So if you guys want to look at the playlist, you can watch the playlist through and then watch everything in chronological order. But I think a second hurdle I'll need to face with that, which would be an issue, is that some episodes happen directly after the video before and some aren't. So trying to put that into one video might take a while. Anyway, Cookie, I promise I have not been ignoring you. I'm sorry. I was just trying to get that explanation out there. I'll answer your question in a very quick second. I've got one more question from this comment to answer, and then I'll be quickly on to you. Okay? So, anyway, and the final question was, what's the little girl's name? Her name is Ariana. That's it. Again, there's not really much I can say for some of these questions, but yeah, her name is Ariana. Um, did you comment it on the post or on the? Or are you gonna comment it on the chat, Cookie? Because I'm not sure. Feel free to do either. I don't mind. But yeah. Right. What else can I find? I'll find an. Oh yeah, that question. Uh, sorry, wait, no, different person. Kaylee, I've answered your question that you posted about whether I'm putting them all together, as you heard. Sorry that I didn't read it as your comment, but I've answered it anyway. um, you gonna comment the question, Cookie? Cookie, you still here, Cookie? I can't say stay on the live. I'll be back in the vid comments. Ah, that's alright. That's alright. I'll see you in the next couple videos, Kaylee. I'll try to keep answering questions as I go along as well. I just thought I'll take this opportunity to kind of like get people to just let all their like questions out about like the main storyline and stuff because there are a couple of things that I could probably do with like explaining and getting out there. So, yeah. So while we wait for Cookie, however long Cookie will take, I will answer this question by Caroline Ellis 1651, which is how does Axel see Rain? Never mind. Cookie, if Rain said that the guy with the brown hair was a breeder, does that mean Rain was bred? Okay, valid question. That's a good question. Rain himself was bred, but not by Elias. They are probably roughly the same age. Now that I'm thinking about it, is actually no. Elias will be a bit older, but not that much older. Anywho, most wolves, in it makes me so confused. No, it's fine. It's fine. So, how the whole pet system thing works and stuff like that is in countries that have this system, most of those wolves are born through breeding. Rain was born through breeding, just not by Elias. It was by a different person who decided his parents. But the thing is about that is that they usually very quickly separate the child from the adults and then also separate the adults. They don't tend to keep them together. and so most wolves don't usually know their parents. However, as we all know, Rain is incredibly stubborn. Um, my guy is stubborn. So when Oriana came into existence, he was like, "Oh hell no! She's staying with me. You are not separating her from me." Which is why she recognizes him as her father. So I hope that made sense. Feel free to ask again or like say that didn't, because this universe has got some really weird explanations for some stuff. But yeah, the breeding situation probably is the most confusing part, I think, of the whole um thing. So anyway, right. The next question, which is how I said was by Caroline Ellis 1651, which is how does Axel see Rain? Is it as a friend or something else? So I think at the moment in time where I've just left it off, Axel, I don't actually know because I wouldn't say he sees him as a friend, but I wouldn't say he sees him as like a pet either. Definitely not a pet. So I guess I'll just have to stick with friend. It's like the best way I can describe it. um and there's definitely admiration. There is definitely admiration to Rain at the point in time where I've left you guys off at. One of the biggest examples is actually during the sad lonely child episode, which is where they find this random kid in the street who's crying. In that episode, there's a couple moments where Axel doesn't really respond and just stares at Rain for like a couple minutes. Not a couple minutes, for like a couple moments, and that's him like just looking at him in awe as like a wow kind of thing. Because A, it's the first time he sees him smile, which is dead cute, and B, um, he's just like kind of like really appreciating actually the how good he is dealing with the kid and looking after the kid kind of thing. So yeah, I want to see them together. Look, it's called a BL story. I know it doesn't seem like it so far, but it will happen. I promise. I was just, I was very aware that it's mostly Rain that I was aware about that wouldn't work because Rain has very selective trust. Like, you really need to gain his trust for him to be comfortable with you. So, can confirm he's now like 100% okay with Axel. Like, he's like completely fine with Axel. And there's like, is really trusts him now. So this allows him to relax a bit more into the situation, which then can now allow for crushing to happen. So in the next half, I promise, they will get together at some point in the next half. But it'll be later into the next half because it wouldn't make a good season, wouldn't make a good series if that wasn't the case. So patience, Cookie. Patience. Sorry, that sounds a bit mean, but patience, my child. Um, Actually, that immediately answers a question that was asked. Jack's not gonna die, asks Rain or Axel develop feelings for each other yet. There is no feelings currently, although there is appreciation and admiration on both halves to each other. So it's like the beginning stages of developing feelings for someone. That's how that works. So that so that's that situation. I think that's everything comment wise on like questions for this post. Yeah, that's every question on that post. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask throughout this live. I was just dancing in my hallway when you said that. Feel free to dance away, honestly. Dance away, my friend. Dance away. Um, but yeah. I'm probably also going to use this Omegaverse again, but don't expect to see these specific characters again. When if I do, like I'll probably like use the concept and how the world works, but just in a completely different like storyline and sets of characters and kind of stuff. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but I've said it now. Anyway, um, so yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I could answer if anyone's got any current questions, that's fine. I will now actually I'll go through the rescue episode because there's a couple things said, particularly one question that I feel like I could do with clarifying that information as well. Um, because I feel like it just kind of needs that. So so many people that are like the end, like they're like found it so cute and they really liked the ending, which I'm good because that ending made me cry. I was so invested in this storyline to the point of I cried when they cried. I was I does that make me a weird person if I end up crying at my own creations because I can? I just realized my video was paused of what I was watching, but the chat was still live. Well, that's weird. Anywho, but yeah, there's a one comment on here that's asking about yeah, UFO Crossing commented a question that I think a couple people might be having. It's regarding Brianna and Elias. And for those people who just don't remember names, that is Owen's sister, who is the blonde girl, and the brown haired boy who got shot at the end. So there was a question which was it was like, so Rain's daughter is probably a product of the illegal breeding thing. Yes, that's true. But then it's like, but what doesn't make sense is Brianna. She kept the little girl away from. They call them the ringleader. And then it's like, but why though? It's like I'm going to assume they're both part of the same ring and have some correlation, but with each other obviously, but maybe different motives. So basically, what that's asking is if they're working together, why was Brianna keeping Oriana away from Elias? My gosh, there's so many character names. Do you know originally, when I first made the characters for this series, I had Axel, Rain, Oriana, and Owen. That was it. Those were the characters I started with, and now I have like so many characters as part of this series. There wasn't supposed to be this many characters, and yet here we are. But yeah. Um so Brianna, I'll reveal a bit more about Brianna in the um side story, which I'll be releasing at some point. And focus more on her and Owen and all of that kind of stuff, and pretty much explaining that rant conversation that they had when Owen was confronting her. It will explain that, and it will also explain a couple extra points as well, while also being cute and wholesome and having some moments as well. Because that's what every good story needs. So, I won't spoil too much about Brianna and her intentions and motives because that will be explained in a separate video. But what I will say is that Brianna is working with Elias. In fact, it's more of Elias was working for Brianna technically. Um, she was she kept Oriana because she saw value in her and wanted her, just wanted her. Elias also wants Oriana for the same reason because she is an enigma. This Omegaverse has enigmas, which isn't a usual title you find in Omegaverses. And if you're new to Omegaverses and this is the first Omegaverse you've ever watched, then be prepared. These universes tend to get very strange. Um, but in this universe, there are enigmas, which is in this universe, because it can vary for some reason, is a title above Alpha. And for mine, they also have abilities. They're the only wolves that have abilities. They are extremely rare and are highly favored in like the pet system, like kind of stuff and situation. Ariana is an enigma, and so is the white-haired wolf. Hence why he managed to knock out Rain all the way back a couple episodes ago. Which I forgot. I think I was gonna try editing like an effect over it so then it looked like a power, but then I completely forgot. So if you wondered like what happened in that scene, then that's what happened.
Shush and go to sleep. Stop whatever this is. Lie down and sleep.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
You're playing Risk.
No.
What's occurring?
Jill.
That's not a commitment to sleeping. Shut the laptop.
Alright, alright, alright.
Turn off the iPad.
I'll sleep.
Take off the headphones and sleep.
Okay!
Good night.
For any context, it is currently late. I think it's 11 o'clock at night for me right now. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I might have to go to bed now, guys. Sorry about that. So, I hope you enjoyed. I hope this answered some questions about some of the stuff in the series, and I will make sure I keep posting and will eventually post the next part in a couple days. So, have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever time of day it is for you. And I will see you all soon. I have to go now. I also have to go now. So, goodbye, Cookie. Goodbye, Freddy. Goodbye, anybody else who is watching. And good night to me and anybody else who is also now going to bed. Bye!